Good afternoon. It is October 12th. So I have to make a phone call to try to make a phone call to Minnesota unemployment because now it's been 2 weeks and I haven't gotten any of my unemployment deposited, even though it says I am due this benefit. So I guess I have to, I have to do this in front of people so they see what I have to go through with this state, with these state offices. So that I have two contacts here that I was provided. Right here by the Career Force.
Minnesota Unemployment, Jeff.
Yes, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've talked to you before. This is Debbie Davis.
Okay.
Yeah, hi. Remember when I was having problems with? They said that I missed that workforce, or that. I don't know if you remember talking to me, but I've talked to you before.
Yeah, I talked to a lot of people, but yeah, go ahead. You missed a session. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, and then there's a couple things going on right now. Is that, you or somebody told me how to do the appeal for those
Yeah.
2 weeks that they cut me off because they said I missed a phone call for that workforce assessment. Yeah, and
If you just missed one, it should only be for 1 week, not two. But go ahead.
yeah, that's what I'm wondering. So I couldn't log in for 2 weeks, so I'm missing 2 weeks in September. Because they said I missed a phone call when I said I was here and I didn't hear the phone ring, and I took screenshots of my phone and there was nobody that called from unemployment.
Yep.
So
Did you appeal it?
I had an appeal date scheduled for October 24th and nobody called me at 2:15. So that's another problem. That's one.
Can you call the customer call center, because they're the ones that can really handle this, because I can only see a limited amount of your account.
Okay, well I'll call customer service about that. But the other thing is that I've now last week I file every Sunday. What day are we supposed to file on?
So if you call in, they give you a specific day, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday to call in. Ring, call in. Thursday and Friday, anybody can call. If you do it online on the computer, you can do it any day. Any day.
Well, it has
Monday
to be like
Friday.
okay, Monday through Friday. Okay, I usually do it like on Saturday or Sunday because I figured it has to be the end of the week.
Yeah, I think you can do it Saturday, but you can do it Sunday. Yeah.
Okay, so whatever. So I usually do it at the end of the week, and then usually it's only like a few days. What's the average that it takes? Usually just a few days, right?
1 to 3 business days, depending on your type of bank, and then when did you request it? So
I've been waiting from last week. Well, on Sunday I just filed again, but then what I'm waiting on is the previous week still hasn't been deposited,
Okay. So that's
and
how
it's
you-
normally deposited right away within like 3 days. Mhm.
Yep. So call customer service in the menu, choose to speak to representative, because they have the power to not only look at that, see that, but also to send a referral to for someone to figure out what the problem is to get things moving forward. So they have that power.
Okay, and what's that number again?
651
Uh-huh.
296 3644. Same number you
Okay.
called request.
Oh yeah, I see it on. Okay, I see it on the
Only
bottom.
in the menu this time, choose to speak to a representative.
How do I do that? What does it say?
So when you call, you're going to get a list of options, right?
Uh-huh.
Most of the time you're pressing whatever button to request a payment benefit. Well, listen to the whole thing. Generally, the last option is you press 0 for a representative. I'm not sure if it is 0.
Uh-huh.
I think it is, but just listen to all the options, and then
Okay.
one of them is to speak to a representative, and that's the option you want.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'll try that. Thanks.
Yep, you betcha.
But you don't see anything on my account as to any notes or anything?
Well, I'd have to look at your
Yeah.
account.
Yeah. Can you see if you can find anything?
So how do you? Oh, I got you. I said it wrong. Got it.
My name is Deborah Davis.
So I got a whole bunch of Deborah Davises. Let me see what's here. Something guess. Were you born in 12576?
No.
Okay, so that ain't you. There's another one here. Reborn 12271.
Yeah, that's me. I didn't receive anything from last week.
Well, I'm not saying what received. I'm showing the same. I can only see a limited
Oh.
part of your stuff. So I'm showing that was the week last week that you were paid. So,
Well, that I filed, but I haven't. It hasn't been deposited.
yeah. So, so the key is when did you request that, and then
Last Sunday.
So I call customer service because they can tell you if it was sent out, where it was sent, when it was sent, what you can expect. They're the experts on the payment side.
Okay. All right. Because
I don't see. Yeah, I'm showing that you were paid for last week, and maybe just haven't gotten it yet. Well, that's actually last week is just what you just requested. So it looks like you're going to get that. You just haven't gotten it yet.
so now we're over 7 days in. I filed. I'm talking about the previous Sunday. I still haven't gotten. So that's
You're
7 days.
You're talking the week of October.
I'm talking 8 days ago now. I haven't gotten that one. And then I just filed on Sunday, which was 3 days ago, or 2 days ago.
Sunday is the one that was for last week, and I'm showing that they're going to pay you for that. So, yeah.
But I didn't get the previous week either.
28. Now, one thing they're going to do is say, did you verify with your bank that it's not in there, first of all? And you got direct deposit?
It's always just direct deposit, and it shows up as Minnesota, unemployment. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, just verify again, because that's one of the first questions they'll ask you. Did you verify it's not in your bank? But then, but yeah, give them a call. They'll be able to trace and know exactly what's going on and what you can expect. They're the ones that will be able to way better handle it. Not only that, I mean, they can send a referral to it, which I can't do.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right?
Okay.
Your problem.
All right. Thanks. Bye. Okay. So, I have to record all of these phone calls because otherwise I just get the runaround so badly with this state. Of course I know why they don't like me. I mean, I talk very openly, but I didn't start the fire. I didn't start the fight. It's like that Billy Joel song. I didn't start the fire. They've been coming after me for years, but I didn't start any of this. They've been targeting me since I got home from Arizona. Well, and I reported this crime way back in 2012. I became on this targeted list because I became an accidental witness. And I was one of the first ones trying to say that there was like so much shady stuff going on in Maricopa County and what I saw on my military bases there, because I never saw anything shady in Minnesota. Okay, in the Minnesota National Guard, it was run really well when I was in, when I did like my first 8 years here or whatever it was, and so, but now I've been saying, I was the one who spoke out about McCain years ago, where everybody thought he was Hero McCain. Well, a lot of people know that it was the exact opposite now. So I was one of the first whistleblowers to expose McCain and that whole county. And now it turns out, it's literally like the most corrupt county in the entire country, Maricopa County. And I was one of the very first whistleblowers to try to tell the entire country that. I was talking about how we had issues at the base, there was weapons disappearing, and they tried to do such a cover-up of this weapons scandal that hardly anybody talks about it anymore. And that's exactly what they wanted, is, for everybody to shut up about all the weapons that disappeared there, and ended up across, who knows where, across the border. McCain would make these trips, and he would pretend like he was going and checking on the troops over in Iraq, but really he was bringing weapons with him the entire time. He was funding ISIS. Okay, and we know this now. It's come out. A lot of people know that, and so, I've gotten so much heat and so much targeting, but aren't you glad you know now how corrupt Arizona is, and that literally is the center of the deep state? I was the one who tried telling you over 12 years ago. I was the very first whistleblower, and believe me, there's many of them that are not here anymore. So I've been in extreme danger. I'm still being harassed in every way. I was harassed from the minute, basically that I got back to Minnesota, where I thought I would be somewhat safe, until now. And I am sick to death of it. this could have happened to any soldier there that accidentally ended up in a bad situation at a military base where maybe you saw something illegal. That's all that happened to me, is that I was like a witness to some illegal activity. That's it. It could have happened to your son or daughter, anybody. But and then the other thing, I talked to a friend of mine yesterday, and she is in Maricopa, but she was a friend of mine, and she said there was some people pulled over, like she was driving somewhere yesterday in Phoenix, and there was this guy pulled over, and you could see that he had this big thing of guns, like openly on the top of his car. And I guess there was like 4 police or sheriffs or something that pulled him over. I don't know, but like there's a lot of weird stuff going on there. She said it's like weapons coming in. A bunch of weapons are coming in. They're trying to make like that the headquarters of the deep state. Well, it's always been the headquarters of the deep state. McCain was the head of the deep state. He was a secret kingpin. So, they're just it's got the most deep state agents out there than anywhere else in the country, I think. So, I was the one that tried to tell this country over 12 years ago. So, aren't you glad you know now, that I was telling the truth? Or am I going to just continue to just, be treated, like I'm a criminal instead of just a witness, the rest of my life? Because I've had enough of this. I'm not a criminal. You don't put a veteran who was just an accidental witness to a crime on a targeted list and treat me like a criminal. I was an accidental witness at a military base. It could have happened anywhere. This is the most illegal thing I've ever seen ever happen to a veteran. I've been mistreated for so long now that, you should all be so embarrassed by yourselves. The police, the everybody. It's like you all just went along with the plan, and here I am trying to report one of the most important things that's ever happened. It turned out to be one of the biggest criminal activity military bases in the entire country, the most corrupt county in the country, and they're still trying to do stuff in Maricopa County that could affect the entire country. I'm just going to read what my friend in Phoenix said. Okay, so you can hear for yourself what's going on in Maricopa County. Okay, Arizona, they're trying to steal Arizona again from, Kari Lake. They're trying to make Arizona ground zero of a military invasion of the United States by the CCP and narco forces. This is what, her understanding is, that, she's been told. She did an interview with Dave Hodges recently. Substantial weapons are being airlifted into Arizona each day by heavy lift drones that fly from Mexico to drop-off points. These weapons include anti-personnel mines, RPGs, IEDs, and other explosive devices. Homeland Security and DIA are well aware of the inventory. The Dems will stage a revolt against Trump once he's in office, and as Trump is overwhelmed with the emergency, invading enemy forces will move into Arizona and establish a military staging area. Okay. So, they're definitely against Kari Lake, trying to, a lot of the police are involved in this radical agenda. Okay. I feel really sorry for the good police, because I know I've said a lot of bad things, and especially like if you're just a new recruit, you don't know all this history and everything. I feel sorry for the good ones. It's just like the good soldiers in the military. We're in danger because there's against the bad ones. The good ones are always in danger because when there's a lot of corruption that's around them. Okay, so I understand that. The USA is about to literally lose territory to a foreign enemy. Biden has already handed over nearly all domestic munitions, tank rounds, anti-tank weapons, etc. to Ukraine and Israel. Israel, like meaning the Mossad, you know. The weapons stockpiles of National Guard bases across America are nearly wiped out. Yeah, I've been saying this for 12 years. McCain was stealing a bunch of weapons, and things were being laundered through the Arizona military bases. There was weapons scandals going on, and there were weapons being sent to terrorists all over different countries. They were just letting them go at the border. And this one Border Patrol agent tried to say something, and he lost his life. Brian, I forgot his name, but I've mentioned him before. You know, this is a huge weapons scandal. At our base in Arizona, there was nothing that was locked. Like the whole night, it was left open. There was stuff going on there all night, but we didn't know what it was. It was just like the maintenance people saw stuff, you know, going in and out all night, but we didn't know what it was, and I had no idea. But yeah, Brian, something Border Patrol, lost his life trying to report this Fast and Furious stuff. Brian Terry tried to say something. He was based somewhere on the Arizona border, and he tried to say something about all the weapons disappearing, and he lost his life over saying that he got shot in the back of the back or something. So he tried to say something. Believe me, there's been a lot of people that have been either missing, you know, murdered, trying to say something, and it's still going on. They're trying to make Arizona the center of the deep state over here. They've been trying it for years. Yeah, so apparently a lot of our National Guard has been depleted of our weapons because they're sending them to terrorists that are trying to invade us. Okay, so you know, we don't know where they ended up. There was like 2,500 or something under that Fast and Furious weapons scandal under Obama. I don't know why they called it Fast and Furious like the movie, but that's what it was called. Cheryl Atkinson was out there investigating at the time. She wrote a book called Stonewalled. I haven't actually looked exactly what she reported on that, but she was out there and she got her computer hacked, phone hacked, all kinds of stuff like I've had for years. So anyway, I'm just trying to say I tried to warn an entire nation, and I'm being harassed to death. So, you know, any help would be appreciated, because all I have ever done was just try to help my country and report, you know, keep my oath and report these crimes. And I literally, like, the harassment has never ended against me in 12 years. I mean, it's just such treason and crimes against me that it's so unacceptable that you can't, there's no way it could be like worse. I mean, it's been nonstop for me for over 12 years. It's every area of my life. So anyway, I'm going to try to see if I can just get some, and they made it almost impossible for me in different jobs and stuff. The harassment was in the jobs. The harassment continued with the police. The harassment continued with the jobs. You know, of course I have other stuff I can do. It's not like I don't have other skills and stuff like that, but I shouldn't have to battle so much just to get the stuff that I'm deserved. You know, I'm supposed to be allowed, you know, certain amounts, up to a certain amount of unemployment. It's not like an extension of unemployment. It's the stuff I already worked for, you know, and so, you know, I shouldn't have to fight so hard just to get the basic things that I'm deserved by the state, you know, especially after everything I've done. So that's what I get so angry about each day, that I'm still going through this, when, you know, I'm a very important whistleblower. I mean, you see what's going on now, what she's saying. I was the first one who tried to blew the whistle on this whole thing in Arizona, 12 years ago. So, you know, show some respect. You know, we're so sick of this abuse. You know, sick of it.